Long ago, in a land shaped by God's unseen hand, there lived a young man named Joseph, a dreamer whose life had been marked by betrayal, hardship, and faith. Though sold into slavery by his own brothers and forgotten in prison, God had never forgotten Joseph. Pharaoh's dreams. One night, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, was troubled by two strange dreams. In the first, 7 healthy cows were devoured by 7 thin, starving cows. In the second, 7 full ears of grain were swallowed by 7 scorched ones. None of Pharaoh's wise men could explain the meaning. Then Joseph was remembered. One night, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, was troubled by 2 strange dreams. In the first, 7 healthy cows were devoured by 7 thin, starving cows. In the second, 7 full ears of grain were swallowed by 7 scorched ones. None of Pharaoh's wise men could explain the meaning. Then Joseph was remembered. Joseph was brought from prison, standing humbly before Pharaoh. With God's wisdom, he explained that the dreams were one message: 7 years of abundance were coming, followed by 7 years of terrible famine. Joseph advised Pharaoh to prepare, to store grain during the years of plenty so the land would survive the years of hunger. Pharaoh saw that God's Spirit was upon Joseph. In a single moment, Joseph went from prisoner to ruler. Pharaoh placed him in charge of all Egypt, second only to the king himself. During the years of abundance, Joseph stored grain like sand by the sea. And when the famine came, it spread far beyond Egypt, reaching even the land where Joseph's family lived. Hungry and desperate, Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt to buy food, not knowing the powerful ruler before them was the brother they had once betrayed. Joseph recognized them immediately, but they did not recognize him. He tested their hearts, not out of revenge, but to see if they had changed. He wanted to know if they were still the same men who once sold their brother for silver. When Joseph saw their remorse, their care for their youngest brother Benjamin, and their willingness to sacrifice for one another, his heart broken, Joseph could no longer hold back his tears. He sent everyone away and wept loudly as he revealed the truth: "I am Joseph, your brother." Fear filled the room. The brothers trembled, expecting punishment. But Joseph spoke words that echoed God's grace through generations: "Do not be afraid. What you meant for evil, God meant for good." Joseph forgave them completely. He invited his family to live in Egypt, where he would care for them through the famine. Jacob, their father, was reunited with the son he thought was dead, and joy replaced decades of sorrow. Years later, as Jacob neared the end of his life, he blessed each of his sons. Joseph remained faithful, humble, and full of grace. When Jacob died, Joseph's brothers feared he might finally seek revenge. But Joseph reassured them once more: "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to save many lives." Joseph lived to see his children and grandchildren grow. Before his death, he reminded his people of God's promise, that one day God would lead them out of Egypt to the land he had sworn to give them. And so the book of Genesis ends, not with bitterness, but with hope, not with revenge, but with forgiveness, not with broken dreams, but with God's perfect plan fulfilled.